microphone so then I can just make sure that I'm talking and not everybody is coming in and out. All right. So as I was saying, my name is Jinky Makdal. I am the work placement facilitator. So I'm going to be the bridge for you to understand everything that you need to do to achieve a satisfactory mark for the last stage of your course. So this is the very last stage, and this is the stage where you're going to learn so much, because everything that we have taught you, on paper and on, your practical work, this is where it's all gonna come down to. All right. So you've got the next 3 weeks or the next 120 hours left of your course. Now, I just want to let you know things that we expect to begin with. So on your first week, I'm assuming most of you are doing 5 days and then 3 weeks. Yeah. So in your first week, we expect your first 5 days for you to be watching and getting as much information and knowledge as you can, observing. And once you slowly, I'm hoping for you to slowly gain confidence, okay? And that's what your where you are doing your work placement, that's what they expect from you as well. Now, when they start feeling that you are capable to do things, they are going to allow you to do a little bit more. Okay. So we are hoping that on the second week, you will then be able to be doing showers and, doing, using the equipment, the stand-up lifter, all of those sorts of stuff. Okay, because you would have gained at least 1 whole week of getting practice with people about it. So on your second week, that is usually when I come to the facility. So on your second week, I come to the facility and do some observations. Usually it's on the second week on either the Wednesday, the Thursday, or the Friday of the second week. All right, so keep that in mind. If you're going to be sick or if you're going to be away or if there's anything at all, please let me know. But please try to be there on the second week, on the Wednesday, the Thursday, and the Friday. I don't know which facility you're in, but I go to all the different facilities in those 3 days. So sometimes we have about 8 to 10 different facilities, and I will go. And so I have a roster on where you are. But if you don't turn up and you don't let anybody know, then I don't get to observe you. And if I can't observe you, then it's going to be an incomplete assessment. Yeah. So just like the way you've been doing role plays, the teacher has to observe you doing, well, that's what I have to do when I go into the facility. Right? So I'm going to let you know all the things that I'm going to be observing you on. I'll send you a copy. So you've got, a week and a half to get that happening. Usually it's all going to be very easy. I'm just going to observe you on how you are engaging with the client. How do you treat the client with dementia? How are you with your co-worker? What do you do? When there's work health and safety issues, things like that. But I'll go through that. So just remember, you have 3 weeks. The first week, learn, observe, but start initiating. I want you to try and get your buddies to gain confidence in you. So ask, oh, how is that done? How is that done? So then you can do it the next time. Okay. Tomorrow, the next couple of days, they might just get you to be doing all the, like making beds and showing you how to do things. But by the second week, you really should start initiating to do things. Don't stand in one spot waiting to be told what to do. Okay. By the second week, you should be, oh, I'll do that. You'll know when the buzzer goes, what number, where to go, what to do. Okay. So by the third week, which is your last week, and that will be it. So if you still don't know how to shower, you know, how to assist people with the feeding and all of that sort of stuff by the last week, then you're really behind, okay? Because that is it. It's now the very end of your whole course, all right? So this is your only opportunity left to be able to get as much knowledge as you can. So I know it's going to be hard, but just push. And if there's things that you're feeling upset about, you know, talk to your buddies or your other classmates. Or if nobody can really help, send me an email. You know, I'm here to help you as well. Okay. But basically, the next 3 weeks is going to be all about learning. Even if you're having a bad time, it's a big time to learn. Okay. So, 2 things that's going to be very important: your logbook. So, for me to find evidence of what you're doing is your logbook. Okay. So, you've all got your logbook there with you. I'm going to share my screen. Before I do, actually, can I just have a quick roll call? Dan Min Huang. Is Dan Min Huang? Oh, yep. Si Kang. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Xing Wang.
Xikang.
Ying.
No, not Yang. Wei Li, yep. Shobu Liu.
Yep.
Oh, hi, Chris. Why haven't you got your camera on, eh? Shou Jun Liu. That's very close.
Yeah.
Oh, hi. There's Shou
So
Jun
Jun
Liu.
Liu.
Yep. Lolita May. Hi. Ying Pan.
Hello, I'm here.
Min Ling Rong. No. Lee Sun.
I'm here.
Hello.
Hi.
Su Tang.
Xu Hong Tang.
Xu Hong Tang. Sorry, Sophia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Si Ying Wang. Hi, Si Ying Wang.
Hi, I'm here.
Thank you. Lai Wong.
Yes, yeah.
Hi, Lai. Zili Zhu. No. Xiao Yung.
Yes.
Hello.
Hey.
And Yang Zheng.
Yes.
Yang Zheng. Is that you, Helen Zheng?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. All right. So like I said, I'm going to go through the logbook, okay? So some of the things in the logbook are going to be very important. All right. Let me share my screen. Hopefully, we will be finished at 7 o'clock. And if you have any questions or if there is something that upset you today, I can stay and listen to you, okay? I'm more than happy to do that. But I'll just do all of this so everybody knows what is going on. Okay, Min Ling Rong has just arrived. Okay, so this is your logbook. Can you see it all right?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. All right, so this is the first page. As you can see, you are going to put your name there. That is your name and your contact details. Now, the trainer and assessor name, that is going to be me. So over on the messages, I'm going to type my name. It is Jinky Maktal is my name. Now, I am going to repeat, and because for some people that didn't see, my email is also there. So anything to do with work placement, you can ask me. So you can write my contact details there as well, okay? So the
So your
host...
details is just the email, right? Not the number.
Well, you can have my number if you want. That would be the work number, or yeah, the email should be okay
Okay.
because it's just to contact me.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So your host organization is the place that you're working at. You know, not tonight, but at some point, make sure that you Google your host organization and find out who the manager is, you know, if you don't know. Find out who the registered nurse is. So the registered nurse that you are going to be, these three will be the main people, the bosses, okay, that is going to be, I think at St. Simeon, you'll probably have, you know, Amira over there, you know, so it depends where you are in the facility. If you can't get the facility manager's contact details, just somebody on the upper level, okay? So this is on the front page. And over here, of course, you are going to tick the certificate 3 because that's what most of you are doing this one for, yes? So then we're going to go to the content. So a lot of this is for you, and it's really good for you to read up on it. Also on the learner, there is also going to be, like on Accelerate, on your student portal, there is also a lot of information for you to find out, okay? We'll go through that in a minute. But with your logbook, the information for you, just read up on all of this. Okay, now where it becomes important for me, for you to make sure that you fill in, is down here. So you will read up all about the student information. This is all yours, including your uniform. You all know to wear uniform, yeah? You all got given a white shirt. Now, I know we only give you one white shirt, but you can always buy another white shirt with a collar, okay, that you can wear, and then wear your ID. You don't have to just wear that one shirt that we gave you. You can just buy another white shirt. Does that make sense? So if you want to keep changing it, thank you. So, but make sure that you are wearing it because I am going to be checking on that. So all of this is all for you, going down, going down. Up here is the student declaration. So what page is that? Page 2. You make sure you sign the student declaration because this is you basically saying that you do understand that what this is all about. Okay, so you're going to put your name there, you're going to sign, and you're going to put the date. Now, for me, before you hand all of these things, there is some very important one. And the very first one is over here, the supervisor details. Okay. Now, I just jumped quite far. The supervisor details. So that goes to, it says here, page 15 to 13. Page 15. So I don't know if it's page 15 for you or around there, but the supervisor details. So remember, with it's also good to fill these ones out. Okay, so this is preparation for your work placement just before the supervisor details. So as you can see, this is, you know, about where you're going to be working. Your start date on this, the time frame, would be today. So what day do you start? And then the very end day, the last day. So if you're doing a 3-week, you would be finishing, when do you finish? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, probably around the 8th of April, which is that last week. Or for most of you, maybe the 6th of April. Yeah? So that's what you're going to do your time frame here. You start, and then the day you start and the day, and when it comes to your break, morning tea break, all you write is 15 minutes, right? But you don't have to write that in your logbook. You just write it here. And then lunch is 30 minutes. Yeah? So then we go to the important section, which is, by the way, it says here 2, because sometimes some people have 2 work placements, but most of you only have 1. So don't worry about the second one. Okay. Now, the important one, supervisor details. This is very important. We have an example here of 5. Supervisor 1, supervisor 2, supervisor 3, supervisor 4, and supervisor 5. Now, you may have more than 5 or less than 5. It doesn't matter how much you have, as long as whoever signs anything on your logbook, it is written, their information is written in the supervisor details. You understand? So today, for example, you may have had someone sign your attendance. Yeah? So who is that? I want their supervisor details. Someone may have signed your diary today. Who is that? I want their supervisor detail. Do you understand? So it's going to have their name, their signature, the date that they're writing this, so whenever that will be, the position. So they may be the AIN, your buddy. Maybe they're the manager. Maybe they're the registered nurse. Whoever it is, I need what their position is, okay? And the organization, where do they work? And over here, contact details. So contact details can be email. It can be their work phone number. If they want to give you their mobile number, fine. But if they don't, that's okay. You just get the work number, okay? So it's just important for me to know who it is that is signing your things, and if I need to call them to find out, oh, is this true? Is that correct? That I have the details to contact them on, okay? So very important, supervisor details, very important, all right? Now, and the reason why these are important too, and I want you to start getting the supervisor right from the beginning, because what if they get COVID on the second week, you know, and then they can't come to work for 2 weeks, you know, and then you would have missed out on getting their information. So as soon as they sign something, try and get their information already, okay? And try and get them to sign. Don't forget, because I need to see a signature and I need to match it with this signature. Now, we're going to keep going. So these are all your orientation. These is not, it's important for you, it's important for the facility, but for me, when I'm marking you, this is the other important one, okay? Attendance record. Now, your attendance record has to show that you have done 120 hours altogether, whether it be at this work placement or if you have 2, maybe you do 80 hours in one and 40 hours in the other. I need both of them, as long as they all have to total to 120 hours, okay? Now, what you will do, you will write the date. For example, today, the 11th of April, let's say you started. You started today maybe at 7 a.m., yeah? You finished at 3. How many hours? And then you had a 30-minute lunch break, right? So 30-minute lunch break. Let's say you finish at 3 p.m., you started at 7 a.m. Now, how many hours is that? From 7 to 3 is 8 hours, yes? But you had a 30-minute lunch break. So you have to minus the 30-minute lunch break, which means that you only did 7.5 hours today. So the thing to do is to actually either stay till 3:30 or start at 6:30. Or you can do 3 weeks and 1 day to make up for all the other hours. But I would suggest that you just try and fit it in with these. So most of you probably started at 6:30 today. Yeah? And if you finish at 3, then you minus the 30, then that is 8 hours. And then you will get that sign from your supervisor. And once somebody signs here, where do I need their information? If someone signs here, I need it on the supervisor details, okay? So whoever signs anything, signature there, I need their information on the supervisor details. So that's every day. Not, like if they sign all week, the same person, then they only need to be here once. Yeah, so that you don't need to put them here every single time they sign. But whoever signs, I need their information. Does that make sense so far? Great. So that is one thing. The other that is very important is your student journal. Okay? So the student journal is this. So every day you are going to be writing what you did today. So the date, your signature, and at the end of the day, somebody, your workplace supervisor, whoever it is that day, it may be different every week. It may be different every second day. It may be different every day. It depends on your facility. But whoever signs this, I need their details on the supervisor details. Now, what do I expect you to write on the duties performed? I expect you to write things like this. So these things are what I am going to be looking for at the end of your work placement. So these are the things that you really have to do in your work placement, okay? And if you haven't done them, you make sure you ask your supervisor, excuse me, I still haven't done any shaving. I have to have done some shaving because that's part of the things that I need to have as evidence that you've done. Oral hygiene, you would do a lot of that. That's just brushing their teeth, Bed bathing. So for some of you, maybe they keep them on the gel chair, and bathe them in there. That's okay. You will do a lot of undressing, showering, grooming. You're going to be doing a lot of feeding, okay? So that, I know that's going to be written. So keep writing these every day, whoever it is, whichever one you do. And the most important one too is using equipment. So things like full hoist, stand-up lifter, wheelchair, hearing aid, yeah? And I also want you to make sure that you are writing things like providing emotional support, because those are the things that you're going to be doing. You're going to be taking your client for a walk and maybe, playing bingo with them, or, doing puzzles, or having conversation, or, all of that sort of stuff. So here are all of these. At the end of your 3 weeks, I'm going to be looking that these are written in your journal. Yeah? Because that will tell me that you've done it. and that you have your supervisor has agreed that you've done it. Now, the unit study, I will go through that in a minute. There's going to be different things in your assessment over here in your work placement. Do you have this in your, so on your student portal, we have made it really easy for you to see the assessment for your work placement. It is in the purple one. You will see that it is your last bits of assessments that you have to do, okay? And in fact, it's going to look like there's a lot of assessment for you, but in fact, most of it is for me because it's going to be about me observing you, okay? So you don't have to do a lot of paperwork. You only have to do 2 for yourself. Okay, it's still going around and around. Let me go back to the logbook while it's doing that. So once you have written all of these daily activities, all of the ADL, activities of daily living, you will then finish your 3 weeks, yes? And at the end of it, there is one that is going to be this one is really for you, okay, to make sure that you've got your assessment that you would have done. So diversity, I think, THC, is it CHC, DIV 001? I think it is. Hang on. Don't quote me on that for a second. This is still going around. Oh my gosh. How is your Accelerate going so far, everybody? Is it slowed down for you? Seems to have slowed down for me. The good old Accelerate. Let me try this way. Maybe it will work better this way. Okay, so I think it's this one. All right, work placement. That was better, wasn't it? That was a lot faster. So your work placement will look like this. Now, if you click down, as you are all very familiar, you will see all the different. Now, you can have a look at them, but most of them is going to be me marking it. All right, you only really have 2 that you need to do. If you have filled out all of your diary with these, bed bathing and all of that, that is one of your unit, which is your 11, which is, which one? Block 1. That is what the block 1 is. Your bed bathing, shaving, grooming, that's all the block 1. Now, the 2 assessments that you need to do is this one, age 005. Okay, so that's got the assignment, age 005, your assignment. And the diversity, this one is the other assignment. All right, so you only have 2 assignments. Diversity, task 2, assignment, and the CHC, age 005 assignment. So you've only got 2, okay? So I'll tell you a trick on how to be able to make sure that you get through this. From now on, starting tomorrow, I need you to concentrate on 3 residents. 3 residents that you're going to get to know, okay? Those 3 residents has to be 3 residents with dementia. And they could all be different degrees of dementia. It could be like advanced dementia, early dementia, so it doesn't matter at which level, as long as they are diagnosed with dementia. Okay? And 2 of those has to come from another country or has to have something that is different, because 2 of them you're going to use for this assessment, which is the diversity one. Okay? So we'll open that up, because on the diversity one, it's going to ask you about 2 clients. There's going to be 10 questions there, and it is going to be asking you about 2 clients that you work with. And it's going to be talking all about diversity. So it's going to be wanting you to find out what it's like to work with client from another country. So maybe we're going to have difficulty understanding each other's language, and that's okay. That's what this unit is all about. So we want to know, how do you deal with that when you can't speak the same language? So we taught you, maybe we will do body language, yeah? Or maybe we will do, we will show them what we're talking about. So we do visual cues, Would you like to have a drink? Do you want to call your daughter? Things like that, yeah? So that is what this whole unit is all about. And you need to do 2 clients. So if you think of 2 clients with dementia from another country, right, you'll be able to work with this. So provide care to people from different social and cultural background. All right, so we are going to click it. The first question, this is the very first question, and I want you to think about it because it's going to proceed on to the others, okay? So understanding and responding to diversity. Write a short profile of the person, could include, what disability did they have? What religion did they have? What sexual orientation? Any of this can be classed as diversity, okay? So I'm saying it's easier for you to pick somebody from another country as part of the diversity, but if you are working, we've got one facility here that everybody's Chinese. And if everybody's Chinese and you're Chinese, well, then there's not going to be a cultural difference as such, is it? But you might find somebody with disability. Maybe you go and find someone who's dementia and is deaf, so how do you work with someone, who can't hear you? Or maybe somebody that's blind. Yeah? So at this first question, it's going to ask you a short profile. So what I want you to have there is something like, Bob, 73 years old, came from Serbia. He was diagnosed with dementia. I need to know the diagnosis because that will show me that you have read the care plan, okay? Because I need proof that you are reading the care plan or you have had a chance to read at the care plan. So find out, give me information here that you find on the care plan. And then the second one is summarizing, right? Summary of a person's individual needs based on their factor. Now, you need to talk about their diversity in this unit, okay? So we're not just going to answer based on, they need a drink of water, because we all need a drink of water as humans, yeah? So maybe we might talk about, he's Muslim and he needs to pray 5 times a day. So he needs a prayer room. Does that make sense? So for this unit, it's all about diversity. And just remember, 2 people, preferably from 2 different backgrounds, or something that is different about them. There could be somebody with disability, a gay person maybe, something that is going to be different from you, right? And keep them in mind and find out where they grew up. You know, do they have family? Do they have any children? What job did they used to do when they were younger? Okay, so write all of those information down. And if you just keep them in mind, most of the questions you are going to, it's going to be easy. It's going to be, if you keep attending to those clients, all the question is going to be based on what you did for those clients while you are in the work placement. I don't want you answering these questions based on the textbook, okay? So this next 2 assessment is about what you did in the work placement. All right, so for some, I've gotten some people answering this based on the textbook. I don't want to know about the textbook. I want to know what you did in the work placement. Any questions so far? Okay. So that's that one. 2 people. Now, the other one person is the age 005, which is your other assignment over here. Now, that is all about somebody with dementia. Now, with this one, they could be Australian. They could be somebody from, you know, as long as they have dementia, okay? So this one is going to ask you something that is very similar. This one is just going to be 8 questions. So this is, again, it's going to ask you something very similar. It will ask you about writing a profile. What is going on? Write a short profile of the person with dementia, including their diagnosis, because that will again show me that you have read the care plan. Okay, so when you start in the next week, keep somebody in mind. Start looking at the 3 people that you're going to do a profile on. And when I come to visit you on your 2nd week, towards the end of the 2nd week, I might ask you, show me who is one of the people that you have been looking after, which I mean in these 3, okay? And I want you to show me. Now, for some of you that are working in the same facility, it's okay for you to use the same person. Yeah? It's okay for you all to help each other to do these assessments. It's okay after lunch for you to spend time doing your assessments in the facility. In fact, I'm going to try and maybe have another one of these, a webinar, on one of the days that you are all in your work placement, maybe in your last week, yeah? Just to make sure that you all up to date with what's going on. But I'm also going to see you on your 2nd week. That's why I come on the 2nd week, to keep an eye out, make sure that you've got all of your logbook being filled out correctly. Yeah, and your assessment being done correctly. So try and get all of those done already. So when I come to visit, be ready for some questions for me. Okay? Does that make sense? So for this one person with dementia, the same thing. You're going to go, Bob is 90 years old. He has Alzheimer's, you know. It's going to ask you, find out and summarize some information about the person's past. Now, at this point, I want to know that you are getting to know the person with dementia, not just their care plan and the ADLs, you know, the showering and the toileting. I want to see that you have gotten to know them. Maybe you go in their room and have a chat with them. You know, I know that they have dementia, but they can still, you know, tell you things if you ask them, you know. Have a look at pictures in their room. Ask them, oh, is this your daughter? You know, find out. You know, does their daughter go to visit them? How many grandchildren do they have? What job did they used to do when they were younger? Where did they grow up? You know, what was their hobby? Were they into sport? Because just like you and I, we have a life before getting old, don't we? And that's what I want you to try and find out. I want to see that you're making an effort, okay? And find out how did you get that information, which is a place where you can find the information. You can either read the care plan, talk to the person, you know, talk to some care workers. This shows to me that you are trying to get to know them more than just the task at hand. Yeah? So that will go on, you know, so this one is just going to ask you one person. And like I said, you can help each other with all of this as well. And you can email me if you're, you know, stuck on something. But ultimately, if you keep the 3 people in mind with dementia, 2 from another country, 1 can be Australian, but as long as you've got 3 people with dementia and get to know them when you're working, get to know what they like, what they don't like, what do you do for them, what do you find difficult, what do you feel easy, when there is something difficult, what did you do to fix the problem, then you'll be able to do this assessment, no problem at all. Trust me. Okay? All right, now we're going to go back to the logbook. So in the logbook, once we have done and filled all of this out, and once you have done your 2 assignments on Accelerate, then you go to your logbook, and on your very last day, where is that? You will get a work placement evaluation. This is your last day. So write it on here. What page is that? Page 33 in mine. So around page 33, write last day. This has to be filled in by your work placement, but by the your supervisor at your work placement, okay? So this is from your host organization. They are going to fill this out for you, letting you and me know how was your performance. Did you listen to directions well? Did you spoke confidently and clearly? Did you display positive demeanor? So basically, they're going to give you a feedback. So it's very important to make sure that you get this on your last day there. Yeah? And once you got that filled out, then this is an optional thing. This you can fill out, you know, up to you or not. Or you can send them a thank you letter if you wanted to, right? But you will get to this student checklist. So after you've done your work placement, after you have done your 2 assignments on Accelerate on your student portal, you will then make a check on your student checklist. Did you sign the student declaration, which is right at the beginning? Did you complete the hours required? And you got a total 120 hours. Did you accurately record the hours, including the break, into your attendance record? Did you write on the student journal all of those things that I told you that you need to write? Bed bathing, showering, shaving. And then did you get the work placement evaluation? Once you've ticked all of that, then I want you to scan this book. Right? You scan it and you keep it for yourself, because I want you to get the hard copy and drop it into North Sydney office. But the reason why I want you to scan it is because you've worked very hard for this, yeah? We don't want anyone losing it anywhere, and we don't want to trust anybody with it. So you make sure you scan it for yourself before you give it to anyone else. In case something happens, then you know that you have a copy somewhere. Okay? So once you have scanned it for yourself, you keep it for yourself, you send the hard copy, or better still, you take it to North Sydney. They will then send it to me to mark. All right, so then I'm going to mark all of everything on your the work placement on Accelerate. So all of this I will be marking everything after I've done your observation. And then once all of that is complete, then you shall receive. So all of this, I will be then marking it satisfactory. I'll give you a comment, sign it, and then that will be it. You will be done. Huh? Any questions so far? No? Now, this next 3 weeks is going to be hard, okay? It's going to be physically hard. It's going to be emotionally hard, mentally hard. It's going to be hard on the finances because for some of you, maybe you're usually working and now you're working, but you're not even getting paid for it. So I'm letting you know it's going to be hard, but you're going to learn so much. Okay, this is your last opportunity to learn. So please throw yourself into it. Learn as much as you can. Observe. Don't use your phone anywhere. Okay, don't be making phone calls. Don't stand waiting to be told what to do. Ask, is there anything I can do? Should I take the laundry over there? Can I take them for a walk in the garden? Can I do something? If you start engaging yourself with the staff there and the supervisor and the RN and the managers can see, you know what's going to happen? They're going to offer you a job right there and then. All of my students have gotten jobs. Now, whether you want the job or not is going to be up to you. But if you get offered a job, that is your foot into the industry already. Do you understand? That means that at the end of it, you would have a job and a certificate. And if you don't want to stay there forever, that's fine. Maybe just stay for 6 months if you like. But then at least you will have experience. You understand? Because it's hard to get into any industry without experience, isn't it? So if you have your certificate and you get that, but look, once you get your certificate, there is so many home care jobs and, you know, I'm sure you're all going to be fine. But just use these next 3 weeks to learn as much as you can. If you make a mistake, that's okay. Ask. If you don't know something, ask. Okay? All right. Well, I think that's it. How are you feeling? Are you all exhausted? You all just want to go, don't you? Well, I want to thank you for coming. May, you've got a question?
Yes. I want to know for the work placement one orientation checklist.
Yes.
We need to sign everything. The supervisor need to sign for each or
Yes.
not necessary.
Well, they do need to sign for each, but you know, look, even if you just do the whole, you know, the 2 columns down the bottom to copy. Yeah. So, you know, I know
Just one sign over there in the bottom, is that right?
Yeah, and then copy it though, you know, sign at the front and then do the columns. The columns means that same as above, you know.
Oh, column. Okay.
Yeah. So then
Okay.
it means that it's same as above.
All right. And the supervisor sign the signature.
Yes. So supervisor
Okay, no
signs
problem.
it.
I mean, understand because each they sign is not easy.
That's right, and I
That's right.
understand that.
Yes.
I understand, you know.
Okay,
So
no problem.
that's just for you anyway. So you're not going to fail if that is not signed, okay? Where you're going to fail is the ones that I told you that is important. Okay? Which one
Yes.
did I say that was important? Your declaration, your attendance signature, the supervisor details, right? Your journal and what you're writing on the journal. I need to see that you have written all of those things, because those are the things that you have to have done. Shaving, toileting, feeding, bed bathing, showering, grooming, emotional support, reading the care plan, using hoist, stand-up lifter. Yeah? So those are all the things that I need to see on the journal. All right? If I can't see them, it's going to be a problem. All right? So, anybody else have any questions? Does anybody want to share anything that happened with them today that upset them? Do you know what to do if something upsets you? Email me. I will help you, okay? I'm on your side, okay? So just let me know if there is anything wrong. You've all got my email address now, okay? So I will try and help you, and I will always be on your side.
Thank you so much.
Let me know. Okay, well, look, I'm not going to keep you any longer because I know that you've had a very hard day. Good luck for the next week. Just try and stick it through, even if it's hard, right? And like I said, keep each other, be in touch with each other and talk to each other if you need any help. And letting you know again, I'm here if you need me, okay?
Okay.
Either way, I'm going to see you next week, either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I don't know what days yet because I don't know which facilities you all are, but I usually do my rounds on a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So I'm going to be in one of your facility in one of those days next week, okay? So make sure you are on those days. If you're not going to be on the Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday next week, email me and let me know because I need to know. Because if I can't see you working, then I can't do my observation, all right? All right, thank you, everybody. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Good luck. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Does anybody
Thank
need
you.
to talk? I'll stay. I'll stay here.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
You're
I want to know the
welcome.
orientation checklist.
Yes.